You want to be happy, so you chase it. You work harder, you buy the thing, you plan the trip, and for a moment, it's there. Then it's gone again. So you chase again. This has been your whole life, and the harder you chase, the more exhausted you are. Not because you're weak, not because you're doing it wrong, but because chasing happiness is exactly what destroys it. There's a 2,500-year-old idea that figured this out. It has no 10-step program, no app, no morning routine, just one uncomfortable truth. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. The trap nobody warned you about. Think about the last time you were truly happy, not excited, not relieved, actually peaceful. Were you thinking about happiness in that moment? Probably not. You were just present, in the conversation, in the walk, in the meal. Happiness arrived quietly, while you were doing something else. Now think about the last time you desperately wanted to feel better. You scrolled, you planned, you distracted yourself. Maybe you made a list of things that should make you happy. None of it worked, or it worked for 20 minutes and then faded. Here's what's happening. The moment you make happiness an object to pursue, it becomes a moving target. Your brain locks onto the gap between where you are and where you think happiness lives. And that gap is what you feel. Not the happiness, the gap. Psychologists have studied this for decades. Research published in the journal Applied Psychology found that people who strongly focus on increasing their happiness often end up feeling less happy, not more. The act of trying to be happier drains the exact mental energy needed to actually experience it. You're running on a treadmill at full speed. The finish line is painted on the belt. What Zen knew before science did. There's a concept in Zen Buddhism called Wu Wei. It comes from Taoism. It translates roughly to effortless action, or more accurately, not forcing. It sounds like laziness. It isn't. The Tao Te Ching says something that still stops people cold the first time they read it. The way never acts, yet nothing is left undone. That's the paradox. Stop forcing, and more gets done. Stop chasing, and more arrives. It's not passive. It's not giving up. Think about how water moves. It doesn't smash through a rock. It finds the natural path, the crack, the gap. Over time, it carves a canyon. That's Wu Wei, not forcing, but never stopping either. Now apply that to your life, your relationship, your career, your peace of mind. How much of your suffering is you hammering a rock that water would pass right through? Zen masters had a phrase for people who tried too hard to find enlightenment. They called it seeking disease. The seeking itself was the illness. The more intensely you grasped for peace, the further away peace moved. And here's the part that feels unfair. This isn't just philosophy. Your own nervous system confirms it. When you desperately want something, your body enters a low-grade state of alert. The same system that activates when you sense danger. That system was never designed to coexist with contentment. You cannot be anxious about happiness and happy at the same time. The anxiety always wins. The grip that empties you. There's a Zen teaching about a monkey trap. Hunters in parts of Asia used to catch monkeys with a hollowed-out coconut. They'd put fruit inside and chain the coconut to a tree. The monkey reaches in, grabs the fruit, makes a fist, and can't pull its hand out. The opening is big enough to reach in, not big enough to pull a fist through. The monkey could escape at any moment. All it has to do is let go of the fruit. But it won't, and so it stays, trapped by its own grip. That monkey is you. The fruit is whatever you've decided you need in order to be okay. The promotion, the apology, the version of your life that didn't happen. The happiness that was supposed to come after. Thich Nhat Hanh, the Vietnamese Zen monk, said it plainly. Letting go gives us freedom, and freedom is the only condition for happiness. Not letting go sometimes helps. Freedom is the only condition. You cannot be gripping something tightly and feel free at the same time. Every single thing you're clutching right now is costing you something. Not because the thing is bad, but because the grip is exhausting. And most of us have been gripping so long, we've forgotten our hands are closed. Why letting go feels like losing. Here's why nobody teaches this. Because letting go feels like surrender. It feels like admitting defeat, like giving up on what matters. If you stop chasing happiness, doesn't that mean you'll never be happy? If you stop trying to control things, won't everything fall apart? This is the exact misunderstanding Zen is trying to correct. Letting go is not indifference. It's not saying nothing matters. It's saying, I will act, I will care, I will show up fully, but I will not make my peace contingent on the outcome. There's a difference between doing your best and needing a specific result to feel okay. One of those is effort, the other is suffering. Alan Watts, who spent his life explaining Eastern philosophy to Western minds, described it this way. He said the art of living is not careless drifting, and not fearful clinging either. It's being fully present to each moment, treating it as something new, not carrying the last moment into this one. Think about the last conversation you had where you were only half present. Part of you was replaying something from earlier, or rehearsing something later. You were physically there, mentally somewhere else. That elsewhere is where most people spend their entire lives. Not in what is, in what was or what might be. And what is, the actual texture of your actual life, passes by unnoticed. The 3 releases. So how do you actually do this? Not as a philosophy, as a practice. Today, there are 3 things to release. Not permanently, just enough to notice what changes. The first release is the outcome. Whatever you're working toward, keep working. But separate the work from the result. The Dalai Lama said it clearly. If the goal is noble, your commitment to it should not depend on your ability to attain it. Do the work because the work is meaningful, not because the result will finally make you okay. When you stop needing the result to be okay, the work gets better. The result often follows. But even when it doesn't, you're still okay. That's the release. The second release is the past. Something happened. Someone hurt you. Something didn't go the way you planned, and you are still carrying it in your body, in your posture, in your quiet moments. As Buddha said, you can only lose what you cling to. The past is not asking you to carry it. You volunteered. The Zen practice is simple and brutally honest. Ask, is holding on to this helping me or costing me? Not should I forgive? Not is this fair? Just, what is this grip doing to me right now? Most of the time, the only person still inside the wound is you. The third release is the version of yourself you were supposed to be. This one is the hardest. The version that should have achieved more by now. That should be further ahead. Thinner, calmer, more successful. The one you compare yourself to, quietly, relentlessly, every single day. That version is a story you wrote, based on someone else's definition of a good life. Borrowed from a magazine or a parent or a fear. Zen calls this the false self. The one built from expectations and performance and approval. Beneath it is something much quieter. Something that was never broken. Something that doesn't need to catch up to anything. The moment you stop defending the false self, something unexpected happens. Not fireworks, not a breakthrough, just quiet. The same quiet you felt in those moments you actually remember being happy. What happens when you stop chasing a monk was once asked, what do you do after enlightenment? He said, chop wood, carry water. Same tasks, completely different relationship to them. That's the whole thing. Letting go doesn't change your life on paper. You still have the same job, the same relationships, the same morning. But you stop fighting with it. And when you stop fighting, the energy you were using to resist your life becomes available for actually living it. Henry David Thoreau said happiness is like a butterfly. Chase it and it escapes. Turn your attention to other things, and it lands softly on your shoulder. You've been chasing long enough. You know what that gets you. What would it feel like, just for today, to stop running after something and notice what's already here? Most of it has been here the whole time. You just had your hands too full to hold it. If this made you think, there's a deeper layer to this. The Zen masters didn't just have philosophy. They had methods,